Tory Jep, read by Lorcan and Fleur.
In Sweden, inside a church, lay the body of Tory Jeppe, who happened to be a ghost.
Then came along 3 tailors who wanted to see the body of Tory Jep.
They found a brave girl and told her that if she got the body, they would give her a new dress. They thought that she wasn't brave enough to get Tory Jep.
But she really wanted that dress, so she went to the church, got the body, and brought it to the tailors.
When they saw the body, they freaked out and said they'd give her another dress if she brought it back.
When she tried to let go of him, Tory Jep wouldn't let her go. And when she said, "Tory Jep, let me go," 3 times, the body said, "Go down to the river and say, Anna Perstosher, do you forgive Tory Jep?"
So she did just that, and a ghost came out of the water and said, "If God forgives him, so do I."
She told him what the ghost had said. Tory Jeppe was happy and said he would give her a prize. And the next day there was a bag of gold for her, and the Tory Jeppe was gone.
The Fox and the Hare, read by Lily McGrail and Carl Howard.
A fox and a hare were travelling together. It was winter time. Nothing green was growing, and neither mice nor lice were creeping afield.
The Fox and the Hare smelled a fresh basket of bread. The Fox said, "You lay down and pretend to be dead." The Fox hid, and as soon as the Thrull left the basket down, he snatched it.
After they had taken the basket, the fox ran into the field. When the hare came back, the fox didn't want to share with him any more. This did not please the hare at all.
The hare came up with a brilliant idea. The hare told the fox that he could put his tail into the pond and they would take the bait. But the fox got his tail frozen in the pond, leaving the hare with all the food. Finally he said to the fox, "Just wait until it thaws, just wait until springtime, just wait until it thaws."
The Greedy Fox by Amy and Connor.
A girl from Connemara had a bunch of good fish, been stolen by a fox. The fox bursts in and scratches her arm.
A man hears her screams and runs in. The fox is guarding her, and the man hits the fox with a stick. Then the fox scratches the man, and the man runs away in terror.
A druid comes and the fox scratches her face and her arm. She throws holy water on the fox.
The holy water made the room fill with black smoke, and by the time the smoke disappeared, the fox had run away, never to be seen again.
The Woman Who Quarrelled by Dylan and Ishal.
An unhappy woman was married to an unhappy man. They always fought, and he was always cross at her.
One day she went to get water from a fountain. There was an old woman there. The unhappy woman told the old woman of her problem. The old woman gave her a jug of water and said to fill your mouth with water whenever her husband started a fight, and that would be the end of the argument.
The next day her husband came home. He began to fight. The woman filled her mouth with water and he stopped shouting. They were happy, and it lasted several days every time she filled her mouth with water.
One day the water ran out and she visited the old woman. She asked for more water, but she said it wasn't magic at all, and that she would just pretend that her mouth is full. The unhappy woman took the advice and she was happy. When she had children, she passed on the advice.
The Lady Lady of Stavern by Siobhan and Katie. Once there was a young widow called the Lady of Stavern, and she is very posh, popular and rich. One night the lady went to a ball and met a rich and handsome captain. He asked her for every dance. At the end of the night the captain asked the lady to marry him. She said she would, but he had to find her the most precious thing in the world. The next day the captain sailed in search of the most precious thing in the world. Months passed. At long last the captain came back. The people of Stavern streamed to see what he had bought. The lady came through in her finest clothes. The captain told her his boat was full of wheat. He thought wheat was the most precious thing in the world. Wheat, said the lady in disgust. Yes, dear lady, said the captain joyously. What would be more precious, more valuable than wheat? Without our daily bread, what good are all the treasures of the world? The lady wasn't happy. She threw her engagement ring into the harbour and told the captain to pour all the wheat in the harbour. A few weeks later, the lady was at a party when a fisherman found the wheat had grown and was blocking the way into the harbour. The lady lost everything.
Whippety Story by Rachel and Andrew. There was a grand house where a fine gentleman lived. He married a young lady. She had no experience of doing any chores. He left to go on a journey and he wanted her to be able to spin wool on wheels. By the time he got back, she was sad and she went on a walk on the hillside, thinking of what she might do. She sat on a stone and started to cry, but then she heard magical fine music coming from beneath the stone. She found a cave below. She saw 6 small ladies wearing silk green gowns. They were all spinning wool on wheels. She noticed that their mouths were not where they should be, but in their left cheek. She told the ladies what happened. The ladies gave her advice. They said to invite them all to dinner and they would take care of everything. When the husband came back, there was a knock on the door. The 6 ladies walked in. They all stayed for dinner. The husband asked the ladies what happened to their mouths. The ladies said, "It happened when we were spinning wheels." Afraid his wife might turn out the same, he said, "My wife isn't going to do that ever," and they all lived happily ever after, with a servant to do the chores.
The Disobedient Rooster by Alex and Brittany. There was a rooster and a hen. They were really good friends. The problem was the rooster was disobedient when the hen tried to keep him out of trouble.
The rooster ate green gooseberries even though the hen told him not to. He kept eating until he had a pain in his stomach.
He got very ill and the hen had to give the rooster hot peppermint and put mustard plaster on his stomach.
One day the rooster ran and ran until he was so hot, so he went to drink from the river. The hen told him not to because he was overheated.
The rooster got medicine from the doctor and rested for a while. In fact, it was winter before he got out of the house again.
One day the lake froze over, so the rooster wanted to go skating. "Brilliant," he cried, "now I can go skating on the ice."
The hen told him not to, but he did anyways. Then the ice cracked and he fell in and died.
The End by Brittany and Alex.
Well, in the merry month of May, now from me home I started, left the girls and two, and nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smothered enough to reap the corn and leaf, for I was born, got a stout blackthorn, the banished ghost and goblins, a brand new pair of brogues to rot the love of the bogs and frighten all the dogs on the rocky road. It's a double of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to here and turn them down the rocky road, and all the ways to double and make for all the da. In Mullingar that night I rested limbs so weary, started by daylight next morning light, and there he took a drop of the pure to keep me heart and drinking. That's the paddy's cure when there is for drinking. They hear the lassie smile, laughing all the while at me curious style to touch a heart above, and they asked me was I hired and wages I required till I was almost tired of the rocky road. It's a double and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt a hare and turn them down the rocky road, all the way to double and make for